So red increases population with Ocean Liner and plays Patriotism and takes Newton. Nelex Newton develops Rifleman on top of Swordsman and upgrades Swordsman and another and another and another and another. Upgrades 5 Swordsmen to Rifleman and becomes strongest and takes the loot. And built a temple. So we all discard stuff. Yellow gets a population back. Red draws 3 military cards. Yellow loses Leonardo, 2 cards. Blue loses Saladin and a card. I lose reserves. And the open borders is gone. Interesting. Good Harvest comes out. We get 2 food. Yellow got a bunch. Increases population. Builds another mine. Takes Gaudi and Breakthrough and has Corruption. Not much else they can do, I guess. Develops Organized Religion. Upgrades 1. Lex Watt. Develops Selective Breeding. Upgrades and upgrades. 1 turn too late for Good Harvest. So now we have 3 food and not quite enough. We're not strongest, we're not weakest. Could play an event, so the blue played these, or most of them. Yellow didn't try to get stronger, although they're not weakest. So you would think we're safe to play an event if we wanted to. Not sure what we would want to play here. Politics of Strength, Economic Progress, Civil Unrest. Economic Progress is going to be not the worst thing for us. We're 7 stronger than blue. So we could do an aggression spy and try to get some more science. Infiltrate for the culture is probably not worth it right now. Spy could be worth it for their 4 science. And it could help us get into other stuff more quickly. That would definitely be good. So we risk them having 2 defense cards here. There's a lot out there. And they just drew a couple of H3 cards. If we attack and they defend ours, then red can attack and yellow can attack, and everybody's just attacking blue at that point. So we would be the one to clear out the defense cards, and then everyone else would come in and clean them up, which is not ideal. It's possible blue wasn't paying attention to the age ending and their loss of a military action. And did blue discard cards? No, blue didn't. We also have a war of territory, and I think we'll be able to get a little bit stronger also. So let's just try that, see what it looks like. There's not a whole lot blue can do here. Blue doesn't have a lot of resources. Blue can increase pop once and grab a population here, but only has 2 military actions and not enough science to get more at this point. I think there are some packs that would kind of suck at this point. You know, if they got +4 strength here, which someone might offer. So we have to keep in mind +4 probably. They could also get this one and get +7, but that just seems unlikely that you would get both. So what would we do our turn after we declare war? I think pretty straightforward thing would be finish this. We're up to 27. We have 2 actions left. We probably want Selective Breeding. A couple folks out there have happiness problems, but they don't Red's the one that really needs a fix for happiness. Yellow already has bread and circus, probably wouldn't get another one. They have enough population, they can just throw one on there. Yellow really needs a government. Hopefully this one's gonna go away, right? No, not necessarily. In fact, yellow's guaranteed to get it if I don't do something about it. Let's think about that also. So selective breeding is important. We have theology, but that just means every other person's going to go on there. Which is not ideal. We'd really like to have selective breeding. Organized religion's gone. Team sports is sitting there. So, wow, this is a little interesting. It's just how much do we want to take constitutional monarchy away from yellow? If all the H3 governments come much later, this is a good move. It keeps yellow limited. Yellow's in a pretty good position in this game. I think they're generally set up better than blue. So keeping them limited on government seems important. It's going to mess with our happiness, though. We're not going to get team sports. Maybe we don't worry about that at this point. Because, so this war, we're up by 12. Blue can get the population. They can build a cavalryman and a warrior. So they get 3 for this, 1 for this, so that's 4 plus 3 is 7. So they would get up to 22. Then if they got one of those packs, they could get to 26. They cannot improve their tactic. Well, they could, I guess. If they have conquistadors in hand, right here, then they would build one of these. They build a cavalryman for 3 strength, and then this would improve by 2, so they'd get 5 that way, up to 20. So I think they can't win unless some events come out that really help, which could be... Is there anything? They're not strongest. Arms industry, potentially, or a territory like wealthy. I don't think they're going to win that, really. Arms industry, they would get a few resources to the point where maybe they could build this and one of these, or 2 of these, maybe. They'd get one of these and one of these, so in whatever I said, they'd get 1 more. So instead of 7, it'd be 8, which is 23. Sorry for the math here. Listening to math is boring, but they get 3, 5, 8, which is 23 plus 4 is 27, so we would tie. But that's all relatively unlikely. And I think we have to go for it here. So we're going to get at least 1 population here. That means we could increase, if we get a food somehow we can increase. We can still pull these warriors off if we need population. And we're taking constitutional monarchy from yellow, which I think we need to do, unfortunately. I guess they're going to get justice system, probably. I mean, maybe red will take it. That'd be pretty great if red took it, but I suspect that they will not. So you're going to get 1 civil action from that. versus 2 from this, plus the military action. Them only having 2 military actions is pretty great right now. They might grab military theory at this point. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take Constitutional Monarchy over Team Sports. Red's gonna take Team Sports probably, I would imagine, to fix their happiness, which is fine by me, really, at this point. And yellow will be stuck at 2 urban buildings still. I think it's important to try to keep them there right now. We'll just hope that governments don't come out sooner and that this slows yellow down enough at this point. And for our happiness, hopefully we can get 2 population and that theology can hold us over until something else comes along. The something else, I guess, being professional sports or Charlie Chaplin. So I think this is a risk, but I think it's what I want to do in this situation. I don't have a lot of faith in me being the strongest or in me not having unhappy faces, so I'm going to discard those 2. There's professional sports, maybe we can grab that instead.